What happens when someone's feelings are honestly revealed in front of their own friends, and in front of millions of fans? Jungkook, without hesitation, admitted that he liked Jimin. It wasn't just a joke, but a sincere confession that left everyone speechless. And from that moment, everything changed. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Jikook Moments channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about a moment that may have been the turning point in Jungkook and Jimin's relationship. A surprising confession, a genuine reaction, and a bond that has only grown stronger day by day. Make sure you watch until the end, because there are some unexpected moments that might have been missed by the public eye. Looking back at the moment when Jungkook admitted his feelings for Jimin on camera is truly fascinating. It happened during a game where all the BTS members were asked various questions. One of the questions brought up the possibility of Jungkook having feelings for Jimin. And with honesty and no hesitation, Jungkook confirmed that he did like Jimin. This confession shocked not only fans, but also the other BTS members, most of whom had answered no. That difference in responses made Jungkook seem a bit confused, because he was so sure of his feelings. However, Jimin sincerely supported him and said that he felt the same way. Jungkook's reaction was clearly visible. He didn't expect the others to doubt him, and his surprise was genuine. From that moment, something shifted. There was a special spark between them, and as time went on, their closeness became more and more obvious, impossible to ignore. Jungkook consistently showed his affection for Jimin. He often supported him in small but meaningful ways, like preparing Jimin's favorite food. For Jimin, that meant a lot. Not just because the food was good, but because it was a genuine expression of care and love from Jungkook. Simple gestures like these showed just how much effort Jungkook put into making Jimin happy. One unforgettable moment happened at a concert. The energy was electric, and the fans were wildly excited to see their idols. Amid the roar of the crowd, Taehyung appeared. He approached Jimin and Jungkook with his usual cheerful style, seemingly wanting to join in on their dynamic. But there was a subtle sense that he might have also been trying to create some space between them. Jungkook, wordlessly, responded immediately. He hugged Jimin tighter, as if to say he wouldn't let anyone come between them. Everyone present witnessed that moment. Not just the fans, even the other members could see that their connection was more than just friendship. Jungkook looked calm and confident, and when Taehyung realized his position and backed away with a laugh, Jungkook smiled in quiet triumph. There was something very sweet about the way he protected his closeness with Jimin. It was a small act of defense, yet deeply meaningful. Even behind the stage, their interactions remained captivating. There were times when Jimin seemed distant, chatting with other members or lost in thought. But Jungkook always found gentle ways to bring his attention back. A light touch on the shoulder was enough. Jimin would turn around instantly, as if he had been waiting for it. When Jimin walked away, Jungkook followed, never letting him be alone. These simple actions reflected a deep bond, not just casual concern, but a need to be by each other's side. Their natural synchronicity was undeniable. Jungkook always sought Jimin out, during rehearsals, on stage, or in casual settings. He did it not out of obligation, but from a sincere desire to share time, experiences, and small moments together. Every glance, smile, or brief touch seemed to carry a message only they could understand. Sometimes, outside comments dismissed their closeness. But their real-life interactions went far beyond assumptions. Jungkook and Jimin reflected something special, a connection that developed naturally and genuinely. Their chemistry was undeniable, and with time, it became even stronger. Jungkook's first step in confessing his feelings became the foundation of their relationship. Eventually, the other members began to notice the depth of their bond. So much so that they sometimes felt the need to separate the two to maintain group balance. But even when separated, they always found a way back to each other. Every movement, glance, and seemingly small interaction built the bigger picture of their unique connection. Their closeness became even stronger during their military service. Even in difficult situations, their support for one another remained constant and empowering. Their relationship didn't just survive, it grew in depth. Many are now anticipating how this bond will evolve after their military duties. All signs point to a relationship that continues not out of habit, but from a deep inner desire to be together. Returning to that concert, what stood out again was how Taehyung tried to re-enter the Jimin and Jungkook dynamic. With his usual cheer and jokes, he approached, maybe just wanting to share some joy. But when he tried to slightly shift Jimin away from Jungkook, Jungkook's reaction again stole the spotlight. He tightened his hold, showing he didn't want Jimin to move. It looked like a small act of protection, but it fit perfectly with Jungkook's cheerful side, a form of defense wrapped in laughter and warmth. Taehyung, of course, didn't misunderstand. He just laughed and stepped back casually, realizing that there was something between Jimin and Jungkook that couldn't be touched. These little moments made their relationship feel incredibly real. Every laugh, touch, or movement created a language only they understood. There was no need to pretend. Everything felt natural, effortless, and deeply memorable for their fans. Their relationship isn't just about physical closeness. When they look at each other, laugh, or simply stand side by side, there's an aura that's hard to explain. As if they live in a small world of their own, one that others can't fully comprehend. And it's not because they're being secretive, it's because their bond is too deep to be expressed in ordinary words. Many people call their closeness chemistry, but it feels like more than that. This is a relationship built on time, shared experiences, and genuine emotions. Every time their eyes meet, every smile or hug they share, there's a sense of commitment. A commitment to care for each other, to strengthen each other, and maybe to love each other in their own way. In the end, Jungkook and Jimin's relationship is a living example of how two people can complement each other emotionally and spiritually. When they're together, the world seems to disappear, leaving just the two of them in an intimacy that needs no explanation. And we, the audience, can only watch in silence, feeling the emotion and quietly hoping that whatever their relationship is, it continues to grow and endure. One other unforgettable moment came when Jimin went through a rough time and appeared downcast for several days. Fans noticed the change in his demeanor, and speculation began. But behind the scenes, Jungkook was the first to realize something was wrong. He didn't ask many questions or force Jimin to talk. He just sat beside him in silence, yet his presence was soothing. Jungkook understood that silence could be a hug, and that not all problems needed to be solved with words. Then one night, when they were alone in the practice room, Jimin finally spoke about exhaustion, pressure, and the fear that sometimes crept in. Jungkook listened intently, his eyes never leaving Jimin. After all the words spilled out, Jungkook simply said softly, "I'm here. I'll always be here." That simple sentence became an anchor in the storm. From that point on, their bond grew even deeper. There was a mutual trust that became unshakable. Whenever BTS performs on stage, the energy between Jungkook and Jimin is palpable, even from afar. Their eyes often meet, accidentally, or perhaps too intentionally. In every choreographed move, there's a precision that makes them look perfectly in sync, as if their bodies are connected by the same rhythm, and maybe by the same feelings. Sometimes, in the middle of a performance, they share a small moment, a faint smile or a brief touch of hands. These moments are hidden treasures for sharp-eyed fans. Jimin also occasionally shows his possessive side toward Jungkook. In a variety show, when a female guest openly called Jungkook cute and flirted with him, Jimin's expression instantly changed. He laughed, but his eyes revealed something else, an unmistakable discomfort. Jungkook seemed to notice, and sweetly moved closer to Jimin, as if to ease his feelings. A small reaction, but deeply meaningful. When they travel together, even in candid photos, they're almost always close to each other. Jimin might fall asleep on Jungkook's shoulder, or Jungkook might be seen watching Jimin while the others are busy. It's as if they're each other's center of gravity. And even if it's not always visible, their body language constantly speaks of care, comfort, and a desire to stay close. The most beautiful part of all this might be the fact that they never feel the need to explain their relationship to anyone. Not with words, not with official statements. They let their togetherness speak for itself. And perhaps that's what makes their bond feel so genuine, because it's not shaped by the need for approval, but by the pure desire to be there for one another. Their story isn't just fan service or a marketing strategy. For many longtime fans, there's a growing belief that whatever is between Jimin and Jungkook, it's real. And that reality, no matter how mysterious or undefined, brings deep warmth. They are two individuals who have found a home in each other, a place to return to, a place to feel safe. Now, as they slowly enter a new stage of life and career, that hope remains. That after all the stages, spotlights, and outside pressures, they will still choose to stand side by side. Maybe not always in the spotlight, maybe more often in silence. But that is real love, the kind that needs no public approval, because it already belongs to two hearts that truly understand each other. They've never said anything directly, but their body language has said it all. Their glances, hugs, and constant presence all point to something more than just friendship. Maybe we'll never know the full story behind the scenes, but one thing is certain: every moment they share is a reflection of a deep and sincere closeness. If you feel the same way, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the latest Jikook moments. And leave a comment below. When was the first time you felt that something special was going on between Jimin and Jungkook? See you in the next video, only on Jikook Moments. Because every second with them, there's always a story left unspoken.